Have you ever pondered what truly transpires in the human brain during those final moments before death? This question intrigues scientists and captivates our curiosity. We all yearn to understand if that fleeting moment between life and death is a miraculous experience or something darker. In 2002, researchers revealed intriguing findings in the journal Frontiers in Neuroscience. They monitored brain activity in patients nearing death. Astonishingly, they found that in the 30 seconds prior to the heart's cessation, brain waves remained intensely active. These waves exhibited an energy level akin to high-level cognitive tasks, such as remembering or concentrating. This revelation altered perceptions surrounding life's final moments. Death was no longer merely viewed as the termination of consciousness. Scientists began to hypothesize that possibly the brain functions at its peak capacity just before death. Some assert that this is when an individual's life seemingly plays out like a brief film. Memories, both joyous and sorrowful, may surge through the subconscious in those last fleeting seconds. Many who encountered near-death experiences frequently describe a sensation of witnessing every detail of their lives replay. They report experiencing everything from childhood to the moment of death, reliving those moments vividly within their minds. This phenomenon has only deepened interest in the mysteries of the brain at the pivotal boundary of life and death. Dr. Jimo Borg-Jigen and her team at the University of Michigan are pioneers in this study. They recorded unusual electrical signals in dying patients' brains, yet no one has managed to clarify what the brain undergoes at that crucial moment. The electrical signals observed were merely enigmatic waves displayed on screens, while the actual content of the brain's experience remains a significant mystery science has yet to unravel. Up to this day, we only understand that in those final moments, the human brain persists in a uniquely active state. It does not fall silent, but rather appears to harbor intense, strange processes that challenge our imagination. George Ritchie's name often comes to mind when discussing those who returned from the brink of death. In 1963, the magazine Guideposts captured public attention with the extraordinary near-death experience of this young soldier. His story not only changed Ritchie's life, but also raised critical questions about what follows death. In December 1943, as World War II was at its most ferocious, George Ritchie, merely 20, donned a U.S. Army uniform. While training at Buckley Camp in Texas, he shared the dreams of many young men aspiring to serve their country. Although he had the spirit of a Boy Scout, Ritchie's true ambition was not the battlefield, but to become a military doctor, healing both bodies and souls. However, fate charted a different course. Just as his training was nearing completion, Ritchie fell seriously ill with acute pneumonia. His condition worsened until he lost consciousness and was rushed to a military hospital. There, the attending doctor confirmed that his heart had stopped. They covered him with a sheet, preparing for his transfer to the morgue. But then, a miracle occurred. Just 9 minutes later, as staff readied to move him, Ritchie suddenly stirred and returned to life, albeit in agony, marking one of the rarest resuscitations known. When recounting his experience, Ritchie described the moment he realized he was no longer in his hospital bed. He felt a sense of existence, but not in a physical form. He could move about the room quickly and even pass through obstacles. He vividly saw the doctors, nurses, and soldiers in the hospital, yet none acknowledged him or responded to his calls. Overwhelmed by isolation and fear, he wandered beyond the confines of the camp and city, experiencing remarkable journeys, even flying through unfamiliar places. On one occasion, he found himself in a bustling bar where the living laughed and drank, oblivious to the numerous spirits attached to them. In this shadowy realm, Ritchie felt profound attachments from souls unable to release their earthly ties, preventing them from progressing. His fright peaked when an illuminating being emerged. George described this radiant figure as overflowing with love and communicating through telepathy. In its presence, he felt every fault illuminated with absolute understanding but without judgment. This experience led to his life review, where every moment of his existence played out vividly before him. What astonished him was that while observing his life, he also felt the thoughts and emotions of everyone connected to him. It offered profound insights, filling him with gratitude and shame for his past actions. As the luminous being guided him through various realms of the afterlife, he witnessed places filled with suffering souls, alongside resplendent cities of light where spirits gathered to learn. Within these realms, he encountered angels and vibrant spiritual communities, where all beings existed harmoniously. Traveling through these experiences offered a spectrum of emotions, from horror to serenity. However, just as George began to feel peace, the glowing being revealed that his time had not yet come. He still bore a mission to fulfill on Earth before returning. In an instant, everything vanished, pulling him back into his hospital bed, concluding his unimaginable journey. George Ritchie's remarkable near-death experience inspired countless individuals worldwide to reconsider the essence of life, love, and the miracles that often lie at the fragile edge between existence and non-existence. This miraculous return not only restored George Ritchie's life, but also birthed a new chapter. Following that extraordinary experience, his health eventually improved, and he realized his dream of becoming a military doctor. Beyond that, he achieved great renown in Virginia, where he not only practiced medicine, but also served as a respected leader in his community. Nevertheless, George Ritchie's lasting influence wasn't solely from his impressive medical career or social standing, but from the extraordinary story he courageously shared. His near-death experience significantly transformed his views on life, death, and the essence of compassion. After many contemplative years, he penned his life-changing journey in his book, Return from Tomorrow. Few anticipated that this seemingly modest book would become a nationwide phenomenon. The straightforward yet profound writing resonated with millions, touching their hearts. Ritchie's near-death experience fundamentally reshaped his outlook, recognizing that true value lies not in fame, but in how we can assist and love others. Patients treated by him remembered his compassionate listening and unwavering support for those in need without seeking anything in return. He viewed saving a life as a continuation of the gift received. The stories of kindness and compassion he shared influenced not only those he treated, but also inspired countless readers and colleagues around the world. While modern medicine has achieved immense strides, there are still instances when it pauses at the enigmatic boundary of life and death. Although near-death experiences have been documented for centuries, serious scientific exploration began only in the latter half of the 20th century. Recent advances in technology have allowed researchers like Dr. Jimo Borgjigen to record and investigate brainwave signals right at the threshold between life and death. A pivotal study published in 2002 illustrated that in the 30 seconds prior to the heart stopping, specific brainwaves dramatically heightened, reflecting a state akin to deep concentration. Nevertheless, current medical understanding remains limited to electroencephalogram charts, and the meaning behind these signals remains elusive. Expanding beyond neuroscience, Dr. Raymond Moody significantly advanced the study of near-death experiences. Recognized as a pioneer, his book, Life After Life, sparked global awareness. Moody engaged with thousands who experienced clinical death, coining the term near-death experience. The findings from his interviews revealed consistent similarities across cultures. Many reported sensations of separating from their bodies, witnessing resuscitation efforts, and observing their own bodies in the hospital. Some even recounted the exact words spoken by doctors with astonishing detail, leaving medical staff in awe. Yet, from a scientific perspective, these occurrences remain complexity-laden with ongoing debates. Modern medicine can capture biological signals and listen to patient stories, yet it struggles to explain how consciousness may exist beyond the physical realm. Both Dr. Borg-Jigen and Dr. Moody concur that science is only beginning to explore the profound mysteries that linger between life and death. Therefore, near-death experiences continue to motivate researchers and individuals seeking answers to life's greatest questions. What truly awaits us after we transcend the boundary between life and death? While scientific inquiries progress, concepts of the soul after death have been central to many philosophical and religious schools of thought. One influential figure in the Western context is Emanuel Swedenborg, an 18th-century scientist, philosopher, and theologian. Not only was he a multifaceted scholar, but Swedenborg also possessed visionary experiences regarding the afterlife. He devoted his final years to this profound exploration. In his renowned work, Heaven and Hell, Swedenborg introduced the idea of an intermediate world, the space the human soul enters immediately post-death before proceeding to heaven or hell. The intermediate world serves as a buffer, allowing souls to detach from earthly ties and revealing their true essence. Swedenborg posited that judgment does not occur as a traditional court-like scene. Instead, the soul confronts itself through experiences within this realm, determining its path forward. His belief held that actions during life directly affect the fate of the soul. Swedenborg's concepts persist as relevant today. He suggested that outer form reflects inner reality. The soul's appearance can change to mirror the individual's true character, exposing darkness for those harboring negativity, while kindness reflects purity and beauty in the afterlife. Swedenborg's messages offer humane perspectives on life and death. He viewed heaven not merely as a reward, nor hell solely as punishment, but as outcomes of one's inner growth and choices during earthly existence. His teachings profoundly impacted Western philosophy, prompting reflections on life's essence and personal accountability for one's destiny. In contrast, Eastern traditions, particularly Tibetan Buddhism, have delved intricately into the concept of the intermediate state known as Bardo for centuries. One essential work on this subject is the Tibetan Book of the Dead, considered a guide for the deceased. This collection of prayers, rituals, and teachings assists souls through their transitional phase until rebirth. According to Tibetan beliefs, after physical death, the soul traverses the Bardo for 49 days, transitioning from earthly existence before entering a new form. During this time, the soul experiences varying states of consciousness and encounters vibrant lights and visions, alongside divine beings. Crucially, the Tibetan Book of the Dead emphasizes that these phenomena arise from the soul's consciousness and karmic actions. Everything witnessed reflects the individual's cultivated experiences. The Bardo period is not merely waiting, but a final chance for enlightenment. Recognizing the true nature of these occurrences leads to liberation, while clinging to past emotions traps one in the cycle of rebirth. Thus, reciting the Book of the Dead becomes vital, shaping both the living's and deceased's futures. In examining these concepts, we can see that while Eastern and Western ideas differ in expression, they share a unity in understanding life and death as continuous phases in the journey of consciousness. After numerous accounts of returning from the edge of death, a consensus emerges. These experiences profoundly alter how individuals perceive life itself. Most who have died and returned no longer fear death, viewing it instead as a doorway to new beginnings. Many find newfound motivation to live positively and generously. The life review phase instills an appreciation for every action and thought, highlighting the importance of kindness, forgiveness, and gratitude. People often seek meaning in seemingly simple actions like spending time with family or caring for others, choosing to live fully and responsibly. They share their narratives not for recognition, but to remind others how our choices shape our future. For them, kindness transitions from a choice to a necessity. They realize that the journey persists beyond physical demise, ensuring that all thoughts and actions follow them to the afterlife. Many choose to forgive and heal past wounds, enabling a lighter existence. Ultimately, they embrace a profound belief. Death is not a tragic end, but a transformation. Each day on this earth presents an opportunity to cultivate joy for themselves and others. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey. If today's narrative has reshaped your perspectives on life and death, please share your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, allowing you to explore more of humanity's unresolved mysteries. Until next time, goodbye, and we hope to see you in future videos.